So the first thing you'll be needing is your resin and hardener. This is the main chemical used for resin projects. Then the next crucial material you'll be needing is your measuring scale used to measure out chemicals. But if you can afford this measuring scale, you can go for a measuring cup. It serves the same purpose as the measuring scale. Then these disposable cups are used to divide your resin, that is your chemical, if you'll be working with more than one color. And these are the resin pigments for coloring, and you must use the specified pigments for resin projects. Then this is the mica powder, which adds shines to your resin project, and these are the glitters, which can also add shines to your resin project. This one is also glitters, but if you can't afford the other one, you can just buy this one in a pack. Then most importantly, you need your gloves and also your face mask. It is very important. I highly recommend this because the chemical has a false smell. Then these are the foil flakes. It comes in different colors, but the one I have here is just these 3 colors. You can also go for other colors if you want. It also adds shines to your resin piece. Then another thing is these stirring sticks. You use it to stir your chemicals properly. Then this is the heat gun. It is very important. You use it to pop the bubbles on the surface of your resin piece while working. Then you'll be needing this printer. I know it's very expensive, but it is very important. You need it to print out stickers for your project. But if you can't afford the printer, you can as well use the metallic pen to write on your resin piece, or you can just go to a nearby cyber cafe and ask them to print printers for you. Then you need your mold. This is 6-in-1 round mold for keychains. This is also for keychains. You can also get the alphabet mold for keychains. And the book molds, you can start with just these few molds. Then with time you can expand and get more molds. Then you'll be needing these keychains, the jump rings and eye pins if you are working with keychains product. Then these are tassels used to accessorize your resin product. Then you can get this electric or manual driller used for making holes for keychains. Then the last but not the least is this alcohol and cotton wool. You can use it to clean up your molds before and after working. So that is all the materials you need. Thanks. So how do you clean your molds before working? Just like I said earlier, that you have to use this alcohol and cotton wool to clean your molds very well, to remove those small particles that might have sticked to your molds. Because if you not clean it, after your work, you'll be seeing all those small particles imprinted on your work, which won't be very good looking. So you just have to clean it very well and make sure that there is no particles left. Then the second option is this tape. You use the tape to remove the particles as well. If you don't have or you run out of the alcohol and cotton wool, you can just use this tape and remove the particles just like I am doing it. So that's how you clean your molds before you use them. So how do you measure out your resin and hardener? If you don't have the measuring scale, you can go for a measuring cup, just like I said earlier. But I prefer using the scale, even if I'm using the measuring cup for accuracy. So if you're using the scale, make sure the numbers is on 00. Then you place your cup. You see that your cup has added some weight. So you have to click on it to remove that weight. Then you start measuring out your chemical. I'll be using the 3:1 ratio, which means I'll be measuring 5 grams of my hardener and 15 grams of my resin, making it the total of 20 grams. So as you can see, it mistakenly passed 5 grams. So what do I do in this situation? When measuring out my resin, I will have to measure out 15.15. But as we can see here, it still passed my hardener with just few grams. But that's not an issue because it's just a little difference. The difference is not much. So always make sure that even if you mistakenly over pour, that the difference is not much. Like it's not even up to 1 gram. Then you start mixing your chemicals slowly. You have to mix from the same direction, not too slow and not too fast, just on an average speed to avoid a lot of bubbles in your chemical which will affect your work. As you can see, this chemical is still cloudy. It has this cloudy look, which means it has not been mixed properly. You have to keep mixing until you have this bright crystal look. Oh, just look at this. Isn't it clear and bright? Not even a single bubble is in here. Then after mixing, you keep to sit for like 1 to 2 minutes before pouring, so that if there is still some bubbles, it will clear up within that time. So as you can see, I am dividing my chemicals into these 2 disposable cups because I'll be working with 2 different colors. Then after that, you go ahead and put your resin pigments. You have to shake the pigments very well before adding them into your chemical. If you don't need it to be transparent, you can add the white pigment to make it look so thick. Then you stir very well. You stir properly and make sure that the pigment has mixed very well with the chemical. Then after mixing the pigment, you start pouring them into your molds. And make sure to pour the chemical little by little because it can get filled up easily. And you have to pour in a little amount because the next day, after 24 hours, you still come back and coat the surface with another chemical. You are going to mix another chemical and coat the surface to give it a shiny look. That is after placing your stickers. That is after 24 hours, you want to place the stickers you'll be working with. After placing the stickers, you still have to mix a little amount of chemicals and coat the surface. Then always remember to pop the bubbles with this lighter. You have to pop the bubbles. Whether there is bubble on the surface or not, just make sure to pop the bubbles with your lighter to avoid unprofessional work, you know. Then it is 24 hours. That's the next day. I have to place my stickers on my resin piece. Like I said, if you have this printer, it will be very convenient for you to work with. But if you can't afford printer, you can just go to a nearby cyber cafe and ask them to print stickers for you. Then this is me placing the stickers with this picker and make sure that it is placed very well. You can use your hand to place the stickers or use this tool I am holding. But I actually advise you use this tool I am using because if your hand is dirty or is not clean, your work might get imprints on them. But another good option, if you can afford the printer, is this metallic pen. You can use it to write whatever you want to write on the surface. That is, if your writing is good. As for me, I don't really like it. So I may not recommend this one because the writing wasn't given at all. It wasn't given. Just look at. So it's better you use printer. Then after placing your stickers, you pour a clear resin. That is, you still have to mix another resin using the same ratio. That is 3:1 ratio. Then after that, you will leave to cure for another 24 hours before demolding your work. And don't always go to check on it like frequently touching it because I know you'll be impatient to see the outcome of your work. Don't ever go near it until 24 hours when it must have dried very well. Then after working, don't forget to clean up your molds immediately. Your stirring sticks, everything you used, don't forget to clean it with cotton wool and alcohol or face cleanser. Anything you have, just to clean them out immediately because you will have to reuse them again. Unless you want to throw them away, you don't want to use them again, you can just dispose them. But if you will still use them again, then you have to clean them up immediately. So this is the next day and our work has fully cured. So we'll be fixing our keychains, and the things we need is our electric driller, our plier, our keychains and connecting rings, and our eye pin. Also our tassel. And here you can also use it as a manual driller That is, if you don't want to use electric style, you can just use your hand to make the holes. Then after making a hole, you insert the eye pin and use the plier to tighten it. Then after that, you fix your keychains and your work is all done. Just look at that beauty. So that is all the process needed in making a resin keychain. And also this process is the same thing whether you are working with a book mold, storage containers, any mold at all. This is the process. This is the only process you can go with. So that is all. Thank you for watching.